Let's focus on creating space in our body so that this may ripple out into our life. You can bring your dominant hand up onto your chest and focus on lifting through the chest. So first breathe down into the belly and then lift into the chest at the top of the inhalation, and feel all the spine lengthen like links in a chain, unraveling, and the crown of the head lifting to the sky. Feel that spaciousness, and then bring the legs out into diamond pose. Accentuate with the inhalation, lifting the head and chest further, and as you exhale, just rounding and opening through the back body now. Inhale to lift and open, and with the exhalation, folding, sliding the hands down to the feet and pouring the head forward. Inhale again, that accentuating, that opening through the front of the spine, and then exhale to open through the back of the spine. Inhale to lift and open once again, and then keep this openness as you fold forward to the space between the legs. Inhaling to lift and open through the chest again. And as you exhale, round through the back body. Inhale to lift. And then exhale and pouring your body down and releasing particularly through the head and neck here. And then inhale to make your way back up and crossing the legs over, finding your way to downward facing dog in a way that suits you. So don't worry so much about straightening the legs up. Stay with the knees bent and really get that same length through the spine, but this time by pressing the hands away. Even cupping the hands to the outside of the mat, and feel like you're ripping the mat apart as you stretch the hands forward and focus on that length through the spine all the way up to the sit bones. And then you can flatten the hands once again, and I want you to really get a sense of how much more length you can get in your spine just by pressing through the four corners of the palms into the earth and then lifting the hips to the sky. Now you can straighten one leg at a time, but still that focus is on the length through the spine. And as that leg straightens, notice how the thigh bone moves back, and that is creating space through the side waist here. Then stepping yourself forward to the front of the mat, and take an inhale to lift through the chest and exhale to fold in. And then reverse swan dive and come all the way up. Bring the palms to touch overhead. And exhale your hands down into Namaste. Inhale and sweep the arms out and up. Let the palms touch. And as you exhale, fold forward from the hips. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhaling the right leg back to the back of the mat and taking the knee to the earth. So begin by coming into Crescent Pose, sweeping the arms up, and then exhale and washing the hips back and straightening the front leg out. Then walk the hands forward alongside that left foot. Lift the chest here. And as you exhale and rock back, get that same sort of down dog feeling, like you're pressing the hands away. Inhaling to rock forward and open through the front of the spine. Keep that front spine open as you rock back. So you could be on fingertips or even blocks here, and that could help to give you the length that you need. But just for the last one, focus on pressing the earth away, just like we did in down dog, and lengthening through the spine. And then lifting the chest and walking the hands back. You may need a block here under the right hand as you inhale and float the left arm to the sky. And just notice how that left hip wants to lift and let it. Exhaling down, and then inhaling and floating the left arm up again, this time holding at the top, and drop the left hip down to create length through that left side waist. Exhale the hand down. And then one last time, this time keeping that left hip down as you float the left arm up. And that will create this opening through the side waist. Then exhale the hand down and rocking yourself forward. This time walking both hands around to the inside of the left leg, and think lunge or crescent pose in the legs while stretching the arms off over the right corner of the mat. So we're kind of doing a hybrid pose here. Think downward facing dog in the upper body, but your lower body stays in the lunge. And keep pressing the hands away so you're sending the hips back and creating that front spine opening, creating all this beautiful opening, beautiful spaciousness in the body. And then walking the hands around either side of the foot, step yourself back to a high or low plank, come all the way down onto the belly, rise up into your Shalabhasana or locust pose. Imagine pressing the hands down to engage through the upper back more. Let's then take this into Sphinx pose and actively press the tops of the feet down. Drag the hands back to lengthen the chest forward. And then lifting through the belly first to rise up into your plank and then back into your downward facing dog. Finding that old familiar feeling of length through the front body, and then stretching your right leg to the sky. As you exhale, tiger curl, knee into the chest. Inhaling to stretch the leg up and back. And exhaling the foot to the space between the hands. Take the back knee down, and again, crescent pose. One inhale to lift. And as you exhale, sweeping back, right leg straightens now. You could pad under the left knee if you need to. Now this time, stay down, walk the hands forward either side of the foot and open through the front body. Then exhale and find that downward dog feeling through the arms, through the chest, through the spine. Inhale, front of the spine opens, and exhale, rocking back and pressing the palms away from you. Last one, inhaling to come forward. Exhaling to wash back, pressing through, particularly the index finger knuckle. Then walking the hands back, using a block under the left hand if you need to. Inhale to float the right arm up and just let that right hip lift, no problem. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the right arm to the sky, and as you hold here, then drop the outer right hip down and feel that space in the side waist that you're creating. Exhale the hand down. This time deliberately keep the right hip down as you slowly inhale the right arm to the sky. Add in a little cobra through the upper back. And then exhaling the hand down. Rock forward, straighten the back leg. Bring both hands to the inside of the right foot and walking out into your hybrid pose once again. So the torso is pointing directly over that left front corner of the mat. Your legs are in a crescent pose, a high lunge, and pressing the earth away actively with the hands. As you inhale, get more length in the spine. As you exhale, deliberately press away to even create more opening, more space. There's always more possibilities. Return the hands back into the center and step yourself forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling to fold yourself in. Inhaling to rise up and exhale back into your Namaste. Inhaling, sweeping out and up. With the exhale, pour the spine forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale the left leg back. So taking the second wave of this same flow. finding your crescent shape, and then exhaling and rocking back into the pyramid pose now. Inhaling forward, keep the hands forward and get that same down dog feeling as you wrap that right outer hip back, create space in that right side waist. Inhale into your lunge and opening out, and exhaling back into the pyramid shape. The right toes could lift here. So now lifting the chest, walking the hands back a little, use the block underneath the left hand if you'd like to. And then keep your outer right thigh moving back as you sweep the right arm up. The left hand could be on the inside or the outside of the front foot. Add in a little cobra through the upper back. Don't worry so much about the back foot being grounded. It can be what it is. And then rocking forward once again and coming back into your high or low push-up. Lower all the way down. Rise up this time into a cobra. I find hands as wide as the mat is helpful. Claw through the fingertips and drag the heart forward. Exhaling to lower. Tuck the toes, rise up into your plank and then back into downward facing. This time, the left leg will lift smoothly to the sky as you inhale. And tiger curl as you exhale, knee into the chest. Inhaling to stretch up and back. And then smoothly step the foot to the space between the hands. Again, this lunge position, keeping the hands either side of the foot, and it may be helpful to be on fingertips, particularly if you've got tight hamstrings. You could also use blocks. Exhale to rock back. Inhale, front spine opens as you rock forward. Exhale, wrap that outer left thigh back and in as you find pyramid. Inhaling forward. Press the earth away through those strong arms. Maybe the left toes draw back towards you. Then you can ground that left foot. Ready for revolved triangle. So block could be helpful to the inside or outside of the foot, but it's the right hand that's on the block. Take the left hand onto the left thigh and again get that wrapping and create the space through the left side waist and stretch your left arm to the sky. Don't worry about the back heel, it's more about the front leg and creating the space in the left front hip, front thigh. And then releasing the hand down, recoil, step forward as you inhale. Lift the chest, exhale to fold. Inhale through a reverse swan dive, coming all the way up. Let the palms touch and exhale into Samastitihi. Releasing the arms. You could have the hand on the breastbone if you wanted, and again find that length. So standing deliberately as tall like a mountain as you can. Still, grounded, steady, and finding that real spaciousness through every particle of your being. Join the hands back into Namaste and then inhale, keeping that spaciousness. Stretch the arms up overhead. Exhale to fold. Inhale, a halfway lift, and then walking yourself back into downward facing dog. Now with your inhalation, stretch your right leg smoothly to the sky. Let it float up like a helium balloon. Exhale, rounding through the back, knee to the nose. Inhale, stretching up and back. Now this time coming across the body and aiming the knee for the left armpit or elbow. Inhale, stretching back into your three-legged dog. And exhale again across the body, but this time shooting the legs straight out from the hip for fallen triangle. Turn the left heel in and down and stretch the left arm up, and then maybe overhead to focus on really creating length through the whole left side of the body there. Release the left hand down and stretch the left leg back up. Now walking the hands back and coming into your own beautiful, unique variation of standing splits. So you could hold the bottom leg with one or both hands, but focus on the top leg, trying to tickle the clouds with your right toes and stretch that leg up. Then lifting the head and chest a little, draw the right knee in and careful with your blood pressure as you come on up to stand. Keep a hold with the left hand and right hand onto the hip, and as we have done, drop that outer right hip down, creating space through the right side waist, then open the right arm back. Hug the right knee back into the chest, and then taking a little baby step forward down your mat. Bring the hands to Namaste, pendulum yourself forward into Virabhadrasana 3. Do whatever you'd like with the arms, but bend the right knee and keep the right knee bent as you wrap the outer right hip back and make space in that right side waist again. Drop the left hip down, brighten through the left leg. Then bring yourself back up to stand and lift the left knee across the right for Garuda legs, and then adding in the arms with the right elbow on top. So the hips sink as low as you can, but you create space through the spine by lifting the elbows and fingertips as high as you can. Again, that traction through the spine. Unraveling and inhaling to lift the knee, lift the arms, and stepping forward so you're back at the front of the mat with your right knee into the chest. Now either holding with the left hand to the right knee or to the foot, and then go ahead and stretch the leg forward and the right arm back. Again, outer right thigh dropping down. Hug the knee in, release the foot to the earth, and standing for a moment in Tadasana. Inhale to sweep the arms up and back. And exhaling to fold forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhaling to step back. So it's too jarring to jump back, just step back into your downward facing dog. Reaffirm that length through the spine and arms, and then inhale your left leg to the sky, second side of that flow. Exhale to tiger curl, knee in through the center and rounding through the back. Inhale up and back to the sky. Now remember, across your body, aiming for the right armpit, maybe to the elbow. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale, same pathway, but this time shooting the legs straight out from the hip and opening the right arm to the sky. Ensure your right heel is down. Then the arm can come overhead, press into the left hand. Focus on that beautiful lengthening through the right side body. Release the right hand down. Retrace your steps back into downward facing dog, then walking the hands back. Standing splits. Maybe catching hold of the bottom foot to increase the forward fold. Maybe focusing on more the back leg, lifting up and stretching to the sky. Again, careful of your blood pressure here. Lift a little, squeeze the knee in, and then transitioning to stand. Keeping a hold of the left knee now with the right hand, and trace the horizon line with your left arm and looking over that left arm. Left fingers reach back, left knee reaches forward, space through the left side waist. Hands to namaste and stepping the foot forward, baby step forward, and then pendulum yourself again into that Virabhadrasana 3. Do the arms as you wish, but focus on the left knee bending and drop that outer left hip back. Right hip drops down also, so the hips are square. Then coming back up to stand and wrapping your right leg over this time for Garudasana. Left elbow on top, sink the hips low, but lift the elbows so you've got that traction through the spine once again and opening through the upper back. Unravel, inhale to lift, and again a baby step forward with the hands in namaste. So we'll transition straight to the front of the mat with the left knee lifted, either holding onto the knee or the foot with the right hand, choosing a straight leg version or sticking with the bent knee version. Move the right thigh bone back, lift through the chest, space through that left side waist and open between the fingertips. Hug the knee back in and release the foot to the floor, and pausing for a moment, again feeling the spaciousness that you've created here. Exaggerate the lift through the chest, the lift through the crown, lift the arms overhead, and exhaling, pouring the spine forward and down. Inhale to lift and open, and then exhaling back into your downward facing dog. You can then inhale your right leg smoothly to the sky, exhale the knee into the chest, and then knee to the right wrist for Pigeon Pose. So folding forward, just down onto the elbows, and if it's available for you, folding and taking the forward fold deeper. Feel free to raise the hips if you need to. Find a position so your hips are level, your lower back is level. Then finding space, particularly in that right outer hip. Maybe you feel it through the right inner thigh, but breathing in and creating space there. Then rising up into a quad stretch, so reaching back with your left hand to hold your left foot. And rather than sitting into that right hip, be more forward. So see how I have my weight on my right hand here. And drawing the leg around and into Spinal Twist, so Marichyasana, straightening the bottom leg out. The left leg is over the top. You could simply hold with the forearm, right forearm, wrapping around that left knee or the upper arm, or as I have here, gone into the bind. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. As you exhale, twist deeper, look over that left shoulder further. And then unraveling and turning the head to look forward. Catch hold of the left foot and bring it into a Gomukhasana position. So this is kind of a double whammy here. We've got a strong hamstring opening on the right leg as well as a hip opening on the left leg. So a forward fold may not be available for you, but see how you go. Moving into position here. Again, that focus on creating space, maybe through the jaw, through the hamstring, through the hip. And then rising back up and into a cross-leg position, again, deliberately exaggerating that space. Cross over the shins and find your way back into downward facing dog once more. This time, left leg reaches high. As you exhale, bring the knee forward, aim for the left wrist and slide that right leg back. Fold forward onto the elbows and decide if it's right for you to open the elbows into a deeper forward fold. Remember, you can raise the hips if you needed to. The main focus is to keep the hips square. And then find space via the breath. So direct the breath into the outer left hip, wherever you're feeling the sensation. Imagine it expanding on your inhalation and softening more with your exhalation. Kind of becoming like a puddle on the earth here. Letting that spaciousness permeate the belly, the jaw, the backs of the eyes. And stay supremely open as you rise up and move into this quad stretch. So remember, the weight is more on that front shin and the left hand. As you reach back, you might be able to flip your grip and bring the heel closer to the buttock, opening up through that right quad some more. You can then circle the leg and cross it over the left, as well as straightening the left leg out. So choices are to wrap around and hold with the left forearm or left upper arm to the outside of the leg, or into the bind. So find your perfect place. Remember, the whole intention here is to create space. So going into binds could feel quite compressive. Even if you are there, focus on how can I open up more? How can I invite more space in? And then unraveling and reaching the right heel towards the left outer hip, perhaps drawing the buttocks out, and you might just be seated upright here, but if the forward fold is available, then go for it. And as always, the advanced variation is to unclench your jaw. Super advanced variation is to smile. So this is pretty intense. There can be clenching through the body. Just soften all of that clenching. Invite space in instead, around the neck and shoulders, around the eyes, as well as whatever's being stretched. Beautiful work. Good. And then you can make your way up and simply move the hips forward and come to lie down onto your back for Shavasana. If there's anything else you feel you need to do, you're more than welcome to. But you might be ready to just place your body down and maybe arms and legs a little wider than you normally would, creating that open feeling. So what I want you to do here is, now that you've created this space, I want you to fill it with exactly what you want. So deliberately filling this openness with a positive quality. So maybe it's peace, maybe it's calm, maybe it's joy, love, whatever you'd like. And go ahead and fill this space with exactly what you desire. Amplify it. And then allow this to move with you out into your day, into your life, influencing every interaction that you have with others. Namaste.